Hello guys, and welcome back to YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Now, my name's Hunter, if you guys don't know me, and I'm playing Paragon lately, a lot. So, first, I have some awesome news for you guys, and you guys are going to be very excited about this if you've actually played Paragon, or if you're watching people play it. Now, Epic Games has decided to release a hero every 3 weeks. I've already announced that once before on the channel, and it was with Sevarog. Sevarog was the last playable hero that was released onto the channel, which was a jungler tank. Now, with Paragon releasing a hero every 3 weeks, that has decided that the next hero, Scorch and Iggy, which we're going to be talking about in this video, is probably most likely going to be released on the 19th of April on a Tuesday, because of the fact that a hero is being released every 3 weeks, and Sevarog was released on the 29th of March on a Tuesday, which means skip forward 3 weeks, and it's going to be on the 19th of April. This is also just speculation, guys. They may actually postpone it, or they may release him earlier. Not too sure. It might be on the Monday. It might be on the Saturday. Not too sure, guys. Just stay tuned for that. Now, Scorch and Iggy, the cool information that I have for you guys today is the playable abilities of Scorch and Iggy themselves. Now, why am I saying Scorch and Iggy? Well, it's because Iggy and Scorch both are two different characters playing as one playable hero character, which means Iggy is riding on the, well, Scorch is riding on the back of Iggy, I believe is how it works. Or maybe Iggy is riding on the back of Scorch. Not too sure on that, but I'll get back to you on that. Now, a disclaimer first, guys. All of this is subject to change because it's early, unreleased content, and it's a alpha stage beta game, which means that the full version of the game isn't out yet, and they're still developing a couple things and coming up with ideas. So Scorch and Iggy's abilities are subject to change, and the amount of damage is also subject to change. So any damage that I refer to in this video is going to be related to X, meaning that it is an undefined character and we're not really too sure on the amount of damage that you can actually do. So, also, poking around the game data a little bit, you notice a couple bits of information of Iggy and Scorch, and this is also poking around the game's data on PC, by the way, just saying. Now, with Sevarog's build, you were able to look through the game's data and see all of the information of his actual data before he was released, and it was actually not subject to change, so it didn't change at all. Now, with this being said, Iggy and Scorch might not actually change, so let's go over the abilities that Iggy and Scorch has. First is the passive ability, which is Ignite. Scorch can apply an oil effect to enemies that causes Iggy's fire to apply burn, which means the two are able to put oil onto enemies, which, say you're attacking an enemy and you put oil down. Once you actually use one of the fire abilities, that oil does a burn effect on any enemy that the oil is on, which is really good. And I'm not too sure on the amount of damage that the burn would cause. It actually doesn't say anything on that. So, sorry to say that, guys, but it's a really cool passive ability that you're going to be able to use. Another one is the basic attack. The basic attack that Scorch and Iggy can do is deals X energy damage and leaves a pool of fire on the ground where it lands. That applies burn. Leveling the ability makes the ground fires last longer, which is really good, especially at the end game where you need to put a bunch of fire down on the enemy core. I'm really liking that ability, and I really think it's going to be very useful. Also, the next ability is Oil Trap. Oil Trap is going to be interesting to use because you can put oil traps on the ground, and this is what it does. Scorch spits out an oil blob that applies oil and deals X energy damage and applies burn when ignited by fire. That's a really interesting thing. Cool. Let's put a bunch of oil traps on the enemy core, and we're going to set all of it on fire, protect our area, and destroy the core quicker. I like that idea. I really do. Or, wait a minute, let's put a oil blob on a tower that we want to protect, and then we'll watch it for a little bit. We'll stay invisible in our pond, and oh, wait a minute, I'm going to light it on fire when you go to attack it. That protects the core, or the towers, or the inhibitors very well. I like that idea. Good job. Now, the oil trail effect is really nice. Imagine somebody trying to escape your grasps, or escape one of your allies' grasps, and you decide to put an oil trail down, and that oil trail is ahead of your enemy, and all of a sudden you throw your fire out, and looky there, the entire trail sets on fire and creates burn damage for your actual opposing enemy. That would actually lead to a greater chance for, you know, success. You're creating burn damage, you're doing energy damage, and you are actually creating a pathway to cause damage for an escaping enemy for your allies to catch up and do some more damage, take them out. That's kind of a support type class there. I like that a lot. Now, the ultimate though, I want to really go over this ultimate in detail. So before we do that, let's go over the last ability that Scorch and Iggy have before their ulti. Flame Turret. Flame Turret is the thing that you're going to be using a lot to set things on fire. All this oil that you're placing down, you're going to need something to set it on fire, and that's Flame Turret. Also, Iggy throws out a turret that deals X energy damage to nearby enemies and applies burn. Turrets prioritize enemy heroes. Now, they prioritize enemy heroes based on how close an enemy is to the opposing turret. Well, sorry guys, to the opposing tower. So that means anything that's getting closer to your minions, getting closer to objectives, the turrets are going to attack them first. It's going to prioritize them and deal the most damage to them before attacking anything else. So that's really nice, and it's also going to prioritize heroes above minions. That means it's going to always hit the heroes first and then attack the minions last. Also, the ulti. I love this, and this is another way you can set things on fire. I'm a really big pyrotechnic maniac, and I love fire, and this is the character that I'm going to be using probably a lot. So, Flamethrower is the ulti, and Scorch spews out flames from his mouth, dealing X energy damage and applying burn. At the end of the duration, Scorch belches, and the enemies in the cone of area effect are knocked back. Therefore, you can go in and actually do a lot of burn damage and energy damage to a set of heroes that are opposing your team. And then, if your teammates or you are taking damage at the end of your ulti, Scorch is going to belch, and everything is going to be knocked back away from you so you can escape. If you need an escape, this will help greatly. Or, you can also use this to knock enemies into your opposing towers and do damage from towers to allow your teammates to go in and help out, take out the rest of them. And this is really why I'm liking the fact that Scorch and Iggy are going to be an actual thing, because his ulti is kind of game breaking. It's kind of like Sevarog's ulti where he can knock back enemies into towers as well, but it's a lot more damaging. Which leaves me to question that this is probably going to be a DPS type build and a support type build. So kind of like that. It's going to be maneuvering around the field, placing traps, supporting your teammates, and going where you need to do a lot of damage. I'm liking this. I'm liking it a lot, but I don't see Scorch and Iggy having too much health. So be prepared to increase your armor and increase your health on Scorch and Iggy. Also, I'm not really going to be too sure on how much mana this character is going to have, but it's probably not going to be a lot as well. So keep track of that. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Scorch and Iggy are going to be awesome characters. Can't wait for them to come out. But once again, guys, please like, share, and rate the video if you guys enjoyed it. If you guys didn't enjoy it, leave some comments for me for future videos and future topics that you guys want to see about Paragon or any of the other games on the channel. And remember, if you guys haven't been here before, subscribe for future content. I will be posting more Paragon, and I'll see everybody in the next video.
I got him.
Oh, he's dead now.